In the previous example, we passed by value. We took a copy of the integers that we had received from the user in main, and we passed them by value, made copies. In this example, what we're going to do is pass by reference. You'll recall up here in my function prototype, I have the inclusion of the ampersand in there. So int space ampersand. This lets C++ know that, hold on, change values is going to expect 3 integer references. It is not going to expect 3 integer values. So what we are actually passing along here is the reference, the memory location of value 1, value 2, and value 3 on to change values. Here on line 24, where I have the function definition, here is where that ampersand goes. I don't think it's any different between the two. I've had students tell me, why does it look different? Really what we're seeing here in line number 5 is what to expect, an integer reference. And down here on line 24, we're telling the function, look here for an integer reference that we'll refer to as num1. So I think once you kind of see it that way, you're like, oh, it's just because I didn't name my reference before in the function prototype, because I don't have to name those variables at all. And here all we're doing is we're adding the variable name in the function definition down on line 24. So this time you'll notice that, again, it's a void function, so I'm not returning anything. So I have to use pass by reference here, because any and all of the changes that I would make in change values, if I don't change their reference, they go away, right? The scope is limited there to change value. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and run it, and I'm going to enter in values, 100, 200, and 300. And this time, what's going to happen is I'm going to pass those variables references, the actual location for where those variables are stored, to change values. Change values is legitimately going to change those values. The resultant of num1 times equals 2, the resultant of num2 times equals 2, and the resultant of num3 times equals 2 is going to be stored back in the reference location that main is using for value 1, value 2, and value 3. So here, what we see now in the output window is in fact what we were looking for, the changed values of value 1, value 2, value 3. So times 2, and times 2. You're not always going to want to pass by reference. Certainly, it's impossible to unwind from that. The value itself has changed. So you are not passing a copy. You are passing the one and only reference that we have to that variable someplace. So that can be difficult. It can be dangerous, but it's also more efficient, right? Because we do not have to save the result someplace into another variable. We simply change what that reference is, the value of that variable at where it is stored. So that's the difference between pass by value and pass by reference. One is not really changing what the variable is worth inside of the calling function. The other one really does change, that's by reference, the value the variable is worth from the calling function. So there you have it.